To free yourself from perceived bonds, you must test the strengths of those restraints and risk failure.
We destroy in assumptions, but we do not build in possibilities.
Looking at beauty in the world is the first step of purifying the mind.
Excuses are merely nails used to build a house of failure. There are not more than 5 primary colors, yet in combination they produce more hues than can ever be seen.
The true hypocrite is the one who ceases to perceive his deception, the one who lies with sincerity. There's only so much emotional superglue in a person's soul that everything just stays broken. Success or failure in business is caused more by mental attitude even than by mental capabilities. If what you seek is truth, there's one thing you must have above all else. Hearts are breakable, Isabel said, and I think even when you heal, you're never what you were before. What I'm looking for is not out there, it is in me. Never let hard lessons harden your heart. The hard lessons of life are meant to make you better, not bitter. It's life. You don't figure it out. You just climb up on the beast and ride. I just want to do something that matters, or be something that matters. I just want to matter.
Faith is a knowledge within the heart, beyond the reach of proof. If at first you don't succeed, remove all evidence you ever tried. Follow your heart. You may go astray, but your life will find its direction somehow.
In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. Don't wait for the right moment to start. Start and make each moment right.
I speak gibberish to the civilized world, and it replies in kind.
You should expect mistakes in your life. Mistakes are expected, inspected, and respected.
Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Don't bite off more than you can chew, because nobody looks attractive spitting it back out. Between living and dreaming, there is a third thing. Guess it. If at first you don't succeed, destroy all evidence that you tried.
Don't be afraid of your fears. They're not there to scare you. They're there to let you know something is worth it.
Someone else's progress doesn't make yours any less.
Suspect each moment, for it is a thief, tiptoeing away with more than it brings. You've never lived what you are thinking, and that isn't good. Only the ideas we actually live are of any value. Learned we may be with another man's learning. We can only be wise with wisdom of our own. A burning desire has devious ways of transmuting itself into its physical equivalent.
Crying can bring relief, as long as you don't cry alone. Only those people create history who doesn't live in the future.
A hero is not known by the number of battles he has won, but rather by the kind of battles he chooses to fight. A thing worth having is a thing worth cheating for. Don't be afraid of what lies in the darkness, because sometimes the things hidden in the dark are our greatest ally. I ask not for any crown but that which all may win, nor try to conquer any world except the one within. I'm the one that's got to die when it's time for me to die, so let me live my life the way I want to.
But the only way never to do the wrong thing is never to do anything.
I always make sure that the world will prove me right. It gives me the freedom to contradict myself. In truth, Freud sees nothing and understands nothing. Everything will turn out right. The world is built on that. It used to be about trying to do something. Now it's about trying to be someone.
If you dare nothing, then when the day is over, nothing is all you will have gained. Never feel guilty or ashamed for the mistakes of others.
The moment you let go of your discipline is the moment you give up on yourself. There's nothing wrong with stretching the truth. We stretch taffy, and that just makes it more delicious. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. In order to make a precise decision, keep a steady spiritual connection. You don't have to choose between being scientific and being compassionate.
The truth doesn't mind being told every once in a while.
Light is more important than the lantern, the palm more important than the notebook. The evolution revolution is here. Global sense makes common sense. There is no future without a past, because what is to be cannot be imagined except as a form of repetition.
A rose does not answer its enemies with words, but with beauty.
Who we are in the present includes who we were in the past.
We live only now. Everything else is either past or is unknown.
The words he said too must be human enough to bleed.
Those who win never give up. Those who give up never win. The more powerful the class, the more it claims not to exist. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare.
In the high country of the mind, one has to become adjusted to the thinner air of uncertainty.
A clown on a throne is still a clown. A king in rags is still a king.
Leaders must be close enough to relate to others, but far enough ahead to motivate them.
If you want to dine with perfection, you must toil with imperfection.
We can know only that we know nothing, and that is the highest degree of human wisdom. You might have had to deal with many disappointments in life, but don't doubt the possibility of success.
May my heart be kind, my mind fierce, and my spirit brave. Don't stop when you are tired. Stop when you are done.
To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. Wisdom is to speak the truth and act in keeping with its nature.
The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science.
When seeing the simple truth means recognizing that we're in sin, we would rather see things as being complicated. Your future needs you, your past doesn't. Never hold tightly onto the past, because it will only limit your ability to move forward.
In order to be yourself, you must first know who you are.
All cynics are disappointed idealists. The more stars in the eyes, the harder the fall.
Focus on the step in front of you, not the whole staircase.
What we cannot bear removes us from life. What remains can be borne.
Settle one difficulty, and you keep 100 away.
Give it your all, because greatness awaits those who rise to the occasion with unwavering determination. In order that all men may be taught to speak truth, it is necessary that all likewise should learn to hear it. If you're horrible to me, I'm going to write a song about it, and you won't like it. That's how I operate. No human should mislead another by promising them something they know to be untrue. It's easier to fake it. When you fake it for 16 years, it becomes part of you, something you don't think about.
We swallowed the chaos because we knew we didn't want to be ordinary.
Feelings are real. They often become one's reality, but they are not always based on truth. One of the most important things in life is family. If your origin is bad, it will affect your future negatively. To see me does not necessarily mean to see my face. To understand my thoughts is to have seen me. Our soul wounds took time to show themselves, and they will take time to heal. And healing requires compassion. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. I said somebody should do something about that. Then I realized I am somebody.
Music in the soul can be heard by the universe.
Sometimes it's better to stop trying to make sense of things. Life isn't clear-cut. There are always gray areas. In order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different. I never dreamed about success. I worked for it. If so few female geniuses are found in history, it is because society denies them any means of expression.
We have to speak the truth always, at any cost, and no matter what.
Dogs are not our whole life, but they make our lives whole.
Hearts can't be broken because they're made of marzipan.
Even in the far future, never forget the you of right now. Wherever you are right now, you're just taking a break.
Law is made by the winner to preserve victory over the loser. Everything's a risk. Not doing anything is a risk. It's up to you.
Yet we must say something when those who say the most are saying nothing. It amazed me how quickly a lie loses its power in the face of truth. Life is too short to waste your time on people who don't respect, appreciate, and value you. The beauty of the world has two edges, one of laughter, one of anguish, cutting the heart asunder.
At the heart of nature's mystery lies another mystery.
I lie to myself all the time, but I never believe me. It is one of the beautiful compensations of life. No man can sincerely try to help another without helping himself. Don't ruin a good today by thinking about a bad yesterday. Let it go. You have to rise above the squabbling and chaos and keep believing. You have to always keep your goals in mind. You must find the place inside yourself where nothing is impossible. He was attractive. I knew that. And I knew that attractive people always got away with things.
Sometimes life is too hard to be alone, and sometimes life is too good to be alone.
To be truly ignorant, be content with your own knowledge. If you only write when inspired, you may be a fairly decent poet. You'll never be a novelist. Suffering is part of our training program for becoming wise.
All wars are won or lost before they are ever fought.
To read is to empower is to write is to influence is to change is to live. The friends you make in college are friends you'll have for life, even if you don't talk for years at a time. What saves a man is to take a step, then another step.
Be sure to place your feet in the right place, then stand firm.
You only fail when you stop trying. If you try and lose, then it isn't your fault. But if you don't try and we lose, then it's all your fault. Of all knowledge, the wise and good seek mostly to know themselves. Stress is a consequence of negative happenings or impact in life, but important is how to overcome it. When we are tired, we are attacked by ideas we conquered long ago. Mostly, the world sees you the way you see yourself. People's lives take them strange places. They do strange things and, well, sometimes they can't talk about them.
Judge your success by what you had to give up in order to get it. You need mountains. Long staircases don't make good hikers.
Some things aren't meant to be known, only believed.
When pure sincerity forms within, it is outwardly realized in other people's hearts.
When faith in our freedom gives way to fear of our freedom, silencing the minority view becomes the operative protocol. The longer we live, the more weight we carry in our hearts. Never tolerate disrespect, not even from yourself. Work for a cause, not for a clause. Live life to express, not to impress.
Life is an essay you yourself have to write, start to finish.
The mind is everything, what you think you become. Don't go broke trying to impress broke people. People have boldness to criticize, but not to sensitize. In the face of adversity, we have a choice. We can be bitter, or we can be better. Those words are my North Star.
When the position is such that neither side will gain by making the first move, it is called temporizing ground.
Unless you realize your true self as the divine, your life is meaningless. Be proud. You survived the days you thought you couldn't. Life is a waste of time, and time is a waste of life. So let's all get wasted and have the time of our lives. The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. Sometimes small things can become very large indeed.
If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything.
At the end of the day, let there be no excuses, no explanations, no regrets.
There is no such thing as a great talent without great willpower.
Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Some roses grow through concrete, remember that. Believe in your heart that you're meant to live a life full of passion, purpose, magic, and miracle.
Each star is a mirror reflecting the truth inside you. Invincibility lies in the defense, the possibility of victory in the attack.
Perception is reality to the one in the experience. Never do anything that you can't admit doing, because if you are that ashamed of whatever it is, it's probably wrong.
The hardest thing of all is to find a black cat in a dark room, especially if there is no cat.
H is for habit. Winners make a habit of doing the things losers don't want to do. We know what we are, but know not what we may be. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind.
We are all insects, groping towards something terrible or divine.
Life is half delicious yogurt, half crap, and your job is to keep the plastic spoon in the yogurt.
Notice the difference between being in control and needing control. You never know who you're inspiring or uninspiring. People notice more than you think.
It is not uncommon for people to spend their whole life waiting to start living. All human beings should try to learn before they die what they are running from, and to, and why. The truth doesn't always set you free. People prefer to believe prettier, neatly wrapped lies. All you have to do is write one true sentence. Write the truest sentence that you know. Courage and perseverance have a magical talisman, before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish into air. If we try to measure, now we find it's always gone, has become part of the past. To pay attention, this is our endless and proper work. Status will get you nowhere. Only an open heart will allow you to float equally between everyone. When you've tried everything and failed, try everything else and succeed. Person is wise if he listens to millions of advice and doesn't implement any of it. When you go in search of honey, you must expect to be stung by bees. The world needs your unique path. Chart it fearlessly. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. Be water, my friend. If you don't learn to laugh at life, it'll surely kill you, that I know. Smile at strangers, and you just might change a life. When you make a choice, you change the future. Know from whence you came. If you know whence you came, there are absolutely no limitations to where you can go. In order to move on, you must understand why you felt what you did, and why you no longer need to feel it. You can't change the wind, but you can set your sails. Perception was easily accomplished, required little effort, and it never had to stand the test of reality.
It is truth that liberates, not your effort to be free. Have faith. Have faith. When you have nothing else, have faith.
Your rebel soul shines like a diamond pulled from dust, bright, clear, and flawless. Most don't deserve your tears, and the ones that do will never make you cry. Even a snail will eventually reach its destination. Interconnection permeates the entire universe. We are all one. Those who forget the past are condemned to repeat it. I just want to teach people how to be comfortable. Stop being so scared. If you've never eaten while crying, you don't know what life tastes like. The people I distrust most are those who want to improve our lives, but have only one course of action.
I'm always doing that, which I cannot do, in order that I may learn how to do it.
Try telling the truth for a whole week, and just see how much trouble you get in. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are.
Appreciate the moment of a first kiss. It may be the last time you own your heart.
You receive from the world what you give to the world. Don't let procrastination take over your life. Be brave and take risks. Your life is happening right now.
Where you are in a few months depends on what you do today. Life would be unbearably dull if we had answers to all our questions. Be mindful, be grateful, be positive, be true, be kind.
Become a ghost, forget attention, just grow in private. There must always be a remedy for wrong and injustice if we only know how to find it.
A common man marvels at uncommon things. A wise man marvels at the commonplace.
Sharing tales of those we've lost is how we keep from really losing them. Though the road's been rocky, it sure feels good to me. Humans have come into being for the sake of each other, so either teach them or learn to bear them. There is one who remembers the way to your door. Life you may evade, but death you shall not. But I know, somehow, that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. Know that true change is demonstrated only by your actions around everyone, not just certain people. The greatest discovery of any generation is that a human can alter his life by altering his attitude. Despite its dark veins, the transparency of dragonflies' wings assures me of a pure, innocent world.
The man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can't are both right. The greatest step towards a life of simplicity is to learn to let go.
I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I think I have ended up where I needed to be. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten.
Waiting for changing opinions is like waiting for nothing.
We don't meet people face to face, but waste our time on social media's embrace.
It isn't where you came from. It's where you're going that counts.
The abstraction of man gives rise to institutions that subsequently fail to function, for man is not abstract.
A conscious human is driven by their conscience, not popular opinion. A man should look for what is and not for what he thinks should be.
The things hardest to bear are sweetest to remember. Never compete with someone who has nothing to lose. Reason is the power or capacity whereby we see or detect logical relationships among propositions.
If you do not change direction, you may end up where you are heading.
Life's like a movie. Write your own ending. Keep believing, keep pretending. When a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. To see what is in front of one's nose needs a constant struggle.
Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue what you want.
Nobody is wired wrong, because there's no wrong and right in the way we are. The only man who never makes mistakes is the man who never does anything.
Unless you enter the tiger's lair, you cannot get hold of the tiger's cubs.
Truly, it is in the darkness that one finds a light. A sage steers by the bright light of confusion and doubt.
Beware of the small things. A small leak can sink a great ship.
Of all sad words of tongue or pen, the saddest are these: "It might have been."
Great wisdom is generous. Petty wisdom is contentious. Great speech is impassioned. Small speech cantankerous.
You normally have to be bashed about a bit by life to see the point of daffodils, sunsets, and uneventful nice days. The speed of your success is limited only by your dedication and what you're willing to sacrifice. Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened.
Just be real. It saves everyone's time.
It's not whether your glass is empty or full. It's what you do with it that really matters.
Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler.
I am afraid, not of life or death or nothingness, but of wasting it as if I had never been. There would be no society if living together depended upon understanding each other. Life is as easy or as hard as you think it is.
That it will never come again is what makes life so sweet. Stand in the divine rain, and seeds of wisdom will grow in your soul.
The rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. Alive or dead, the truth won't rest. Rise up while you can. Good ideas stay with you until you eventually write the story.
Remember that the happiest people are not those getting more, but those giving more. You endure what is unbearable, and you bear it. That is all.
The essence of life does not consist in the lushness of your possession, but in the richness of your heart. All warfare is based on deception. There is no place where espionage is not used. Offer the enemy bait to lure him. If you take responsibility for yourself, you will develop a hunger to accomplish your dreams. One little ray of sunlight can do wonders in our life. The more you are interested in others, the more interesting they find you. Be interesting, be interested. Weekends don't count unless you spend them doing something completely pointless. You will receive everything you need when you stop asking for what you do not need.
Imagining something is better than remembering something.
The reason I talk to myself is because I'm the only one whose answers I accept.
Loving yourself is required for authentic relationships.
Nothing can dim the light which shines from within. Being human is not hard because you're doing it wrong. It's hard because you're doing it right.
The key to life is accepting challenges. Once someone stops doing this, he's dead.
Value your peace of mind.
Man doesn't know what he is capable of until he is asked. The distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success.
We cannot change what we are not aware of, and once we are aware, we cannot help but change. Life isn't as serious as the mind makes it out to be.
If the road is easy, you're likely going the wrong way. You must accept the truth from whatever source it comes. I have never known any distress that an hour's reading did not relieve.